What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. I am your host, Fluff, and it's been a second. Sorry about that. I've been traveling, been gone, but I've also gotten a lot of emails from you guys submitting your rigs, so we got a lot to get through. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. If you want to submit your own rig, feel free to shoot me an email over at rateorroast@gmail.com. Maybe we'll get you on an episode. We have a lot of episodes to go, though. A lot of episodes. All right, so right off the bat, my eye goes to the Epiphone Les Paul 100. Respectable $200 guitar. I had a friend who started playing guitar in one of those. You used to be able to buy them in the starter packs in the 90s for like $200 with an amp. You have a Marshall amp here. Cool, Valve State 2000. You appear to be in a kitchen. Now, my question is, with the pedal board, you got a pretty solid pedal board going on. My question is the small cable going from the pedal board to the amp dictating that the pedal board is not on the floor and that is on the amp? Or is the pedal board on the amp and thusly you don't need a very long cord to go to the amp? I want answers here. But overall, you know what? Respectable. I give it 3.5 out of 5 beards. This is a solid rig. You know what? Real talk, this rig is sick. The PRSs, the powered Kemper, the G90 wireless, the angle cab, and for simplicity, you have a MIDI Moose, which I have toured with myself, and it is a great little unit. My problem is your sticker. I fling poo at people who read my sticker. That kind of takes away from your rig, in my honest opinion, because what are we in 6th grade? I mean, I don't know. I do see some pink markers in a flowery cup on the table behind that PRS on the right. So maybe you are in 6th grade. I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give this rig 4.5 out of 5 beards. Ugh. Oh, I can't even look at it. It's, oh man, anxiety attack. This picture is literally a panic attack. This picture, if you were to Google panic attack, you would see this picture along with a picture of me going, dude, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about your gear. I'm gonna roast you on the tidiness of your room. Look to the far right of the picture. There's like old Starbucks cups on its side. There's paperwork everywhere. What is that lamp for? What is that beat up work light for? And why is it pointing up at you? Do you like to be blinded by light? And what is this Fender amp on? What's behind the little piece of fabric? I wanna know. But you do have a cool coily cable. I do like the coily cable. So you know what? I'm gonna give your rig 1.5 out of 5 beards. So I see a crate combo. My eye immediately goes to the crate combo at the very bottom, and I believe your email said that's used as a speaker cab. You have a Jet City amp, you have some kind of a Les Paul, and you have a Dan Electro pedal. I don't even know what that other pedal is. A small Behringer amp. Could you not get a better picture for me? I mean, clearly I see what looks to be a bicycle frame and you need to do laundry, or this is in a coat closet of some sort. And also your computer workstation is directly to your left. Now I'm picturing you in what appears to be a bed. So I imagine you literally getting up and being like, oh man, good morning world. And you kind of fall over the amp to get to the computer to maybe check some emails or something like that. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Clearly you're in college or you're a 45-year-old who lives with his mother still. I'm not really sure which one. But I'm gonna give this rig 2 out of 5 beards. All right, where do we even begin with this rig? Pedal board, absolutely solid. That's what Dad likes to see. I like organization, and it flows nicely. You have your amp switcher in front of the octa switch, clean. Your pedal board is pretty sick. Your amps, Jesus, do you need more amps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably more that we can't see. There's a, I don't know what the top one is. Is that a 3120? The very bottom, bonus points for a crate stealth from the 80s. Clearly, you are ready and waiting for Steel Panther to hold auditions, at any time, which I don't think is gonna happen, but you're ready. And you know what, for your preparedness, I give you 4 out of 5 beards. I gotta be honest, this picture raises a lot of questions. First, is that the Constitution or the Bill of Rights on your wall or something? Like, what are those? I can't quite tell. I'm pretty sure those are the Bill of Rights though, because I believe I make out "we the people," and I don't know why you would want that on your wall, but fair enough. You have what looks to be a fan and like a little table to the left. Marshall DSL combo amp, that's a great amp. A nice little tidy, simple pedal board. You know what, I back that too. You have a Gibson Les Paul, an Epiphone Les Paul, and then immediately to the right of your gear, you look to have some kind of a Tupperware Rubbermaid filing cabinet thing for knickknacks, and you have a table with some creepy hand and a picture of what I assume to be is your son, maybe? And the dinner area. And I'm picturing you eating dinner and your family having a nice dinner, and they look up and you're like fiddling with your guitar, right? As you just trying to eat, and then you fiddle with it and go ring, ring, ring. That's what I'm picturing. 3 out of 5 beards. Right off the bat, there is a Hubai? Japanese, early 80s SG copy. That's pretty sick. Your tie-dye, trippy, Grateful Dead toured cabinets, I back those too. Your orange amps are awesome. Marshall JCM 800. And then there's your pedal board, which just breaks my heart. Your pedal board makes me want to take a long walk off a short pier. Your pedal board is atrocious, and I would light that thing on fire as soon as possible. I hope a spider crawls into it so you have at least some sort of an excuse to your family as why you lit the house on fire. Also, orgasm donor sticker on the orange amp. Really? I don't think you're given anything but tears with that pedal board, pal. I'm gonna give this rig 3.5 out of 5 beards. All right, so this is going the other way. You don't need a pedal board for 2 pedals and your Altoids little box thing. However, I do love the bass. I love the sub basses, I love the color, but good Lord, man, clean your fretboard. Look at that. That is just disgusting. I bet you're one of those dudes that walks around with constantly clammy and sweaty hands, and you also happen to like to shake people's hands as well, which the other people that you're shaking their hands of, they probably hate you after you shake their hand. The Ampeg amp is pretty sick, and the Trace Elliott amp is pretty cool too. I also like that you wear Chucks, and I don't know if that's tea or not, but I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna give you 3 out of 5 beards. All right, again, you know what? I'm gonna start getting these videos sponsored by some kind of vacuum cleaner company and give away a vacuum to you guys. Vacuum your floor! Why aren't you vacuuming your floor? I do like the fact that you have one of those old Sabine tuners from the 90s. Judging by your Boss pedal board, you probably started playing in the 90s. I like the Behringer pedals, and I think the most expensive thing in this photo is probably that that cabinet from IKEA or Walmart. I'm not really sure which one that is, but you know what? I like the Epiphone Les Paul. I like the color. I like the amp. I back Marshall Valve State, so that's what I started on as well. 2.5 out of 5 beards. All right, so we have a pedal board that looks like it was used to install drywall. Your pedals look like they came out of a construction site. Cool Vox amp, cool Fender Stage 100 amp. Your guitar is what I'm gonna guess is a relic, because wear patterns don't actually look like that if they're actual wear patterns. Also, my biggest gripe with this very hipster rig is your sticker, Dead Ghosts. Aren't ghosts already dead? How could you have, that's like saying dead or dead things. Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Dead flowers, they're even deader. 2.5 out of 5 beards. That'll do it for this episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. If you have a rig that you would like to be rated or roasted, feel free to send an email to rateorroast@gmail.com, and maybe we'll get you on a future episode. Fluff out.